Hello, everybody. This is Drew Zeitlin for Drew Zeitlin Baseball. Today, we're going to be talking about the end of the game. So let's switch on over to Drew Zeitlin Baseball at the running score sheet. And we just finished a fine game between the Andrews and the Bakers. The Andrews pulled it out 6-5 with a run in the ninth inning. So, pretty fun game that we had and enjoyed quite drastically. But now we got to get ready for the next game, and we got to save these stats so we can continue whatever we like to do with them. So in the Drew Zeitlin Baseball, we have to get these items off so we can play the next game. So what we did is we created a thing called the archive score sheets. And the archive score sheets is a tab at the bottom. You click onto that and you'll see that it's all blank. This is where you're going to copy in everything that from the original score sheet back to the archive score sheet. So let's go to the running score sheet, and we'll take the line score first. We just hit onto the Andrews. Go to the bottom or the ninth inning of the Bakers. Before we click onto that cell, we hit Shift. Then we click. A blue highlight pops up in there. On the keyboard, we're going to hit Control, or some people got CTRL, and C. This then copies that information. Now we go down to the archive score sheet. And right there on the line score, we click onto it. And then from the keyboard, we hit Control or CTRL V. This will paste in that information. Boom, there you have it. The next thing is that you're going to want to get the visitor score sheets on that, or the visitors scoring type situation. So we're going to bring this down here. There you see the visitors. On the left-hand side over here, these are the numbers that you use to play the game, but you don't need these numbers when you're tallying up the final score. These are what you're looking for. So you start on the player. You're going to go all the way to the end here. And again, just before you click onto that cell, you're going to hit Shift. You're going to get it highlighted in blue. It's going to be a Control C. That copies the information. Then we head over to the archives. Right here on the visitors type situation, you would click on to the right where you would have the lineup. Control V to paste it in, and all that stuff is in there. And then the thing that you can do in here, if you want to have a running type situation, we'll use J.W. Andrews for an example. We can count up what he did and what he didn't do. So over here, J. Andrews walked. He grounded out catcher to first. He walked, reached base on an error, and he also got a single. So walks don't count as official at-bats, so we had 3 official at-bats. He got 1 hit, which was the single in the ninth. And then with the nice highlights, it's very easy to see that he scored 2 runs. And we just bring that over and do the stuff. There was no doubles, and you can even leave that blank or however you want to do it. And there was no triples, and there were no home runs, no RBIs, no stolen bases, but he walked twice. And you fill out the rest of the score like that type situation. So the next thing we want to do is bring the visitors' pitchers over. Back to the running score sheet. We're going to scroll down to the visitors. Grab the 2 names here. Again, we're going to copy it in and paste it in to the archives. And Control V back in. That puts it back in. And see over here you have the innings pitched. Back to the running score. You can come back in here, probably filling it out as you go along. There you go here. We have that on the running score. That's the start of it. This is the end of it. Just before you click that cell, hit Shift. It highlights it in blue. Control C copies it. And then we're back to the archives. And now you have punched it into the innings pitched. And Control V. And everything's in there. Other notes that goes with it. It's got game notes. This can designate somebody got hurt, somebody got thrown out, somebody got caught stealing, whatever you want to put in there. This is where the winning pitcher goes. This is where the losing pitcher goes. This is where the saves would go. You would also go down into here, and here is the home team. And you'd repeat the process with the home stuff as well too. So that's how you would transfer the stats over to the archives score sheets. Now get it ready for the next game. You go back to the running score sheets. We'll go back up to the line score. Over here we can actually start from here. So we start with the runs. That's the top. And we go to the bottom of the ninth. Just before you hit that cell, you're going to hit Shift. That's going to highlight the area. And in this situation, you're just going to hit the backspace button on the keyboard. And this is going to erase everything. And you'd come in everything that was in the prior game of the stats. Obviously, common sense is you're not going to want to delete this or do this stuff here. So you start over here and you bring it over to the walk just before you hit the cell. Hit shift. It gets highlighted, and there's your backspace. And we wanted to just do the little bit on the hitting here. So again, we're not going to need all this because this is going to have all the new numbers. And so we're going to start here, and then we scroll it down a little bit to the end. This will be the last one that we have here. Just before we hit that cell, we're going to hit shift, then hit it. It highlights it. Hit the backspace, and then it all goes away. Then we want to get the color stuff that we put out here for the game. So we move over to the icon, the fill color, click onto it, and then we click into white. And all the stuff goes by. Now, on the borders that we've created, this is going to be a little bit more tricky. You can't do that from the space. You have to do this individually. And a kind of a cheat there, you'd hit there. That's the first one. Now back to that control, instead of having Control C, just hold on to the control button, and you move it to the other one that's got at the bottom of the line there, and then you hit the cell, and it highlights both of them separately. Then you'll go into the borders, back to the line fill here, like that. We want the thinnest one, and then we want to take the bottom one out. We click that out, and they go away. And to repeat the process here, you go here, hit that control, go to the next one, that'll highlight it, back to the borders, and then you're going to go to the border style again one more time, and you got to click that light one, and then this one we're going to take off from the right side, and there it is. We click that in there, and it goes away. And you would repeat that for everything. There's the home team. You got to get those out, and you got to get that stuff out of there, and then you can start the game again. And everything will be back on the archive score sheet. And we'll move that back up there. And then what we also do is got cumulative stats, and this is going to be on the tab right next to the archive. You click onto that, and we've already set up a deal so you can just put your stuff, each of the stats that was in there. So on the archive one, we've got J.W. Andrews. He was up bat 3 at bats, but he had 3 at bats, and so we go back to the at bats, and we give him a 3. And then you see the PA, the plate appearance of Preach, and it'll add up his at bats with his walks or hits batsmen. So this will be a little bit higher as the stuff goes in there. And again, you can go back into the archive and fill it all off as well too. He got 1 hit and 2 runs, and back and 2 runs, 1 hit. And you get the idea, and you would do that for every player as that goes on there. We did so there is a couple of formulas which will take care of this all time for you, so you don't have to do anything with the plate appearances, and you have to do anything with the batting averages or the on-base percentages. It will automatically figure that out for you, including slugging percentage. You come on down here in the pitching stuff as well too. We'll do the ERA and it'll do the WHIP. There's not advanced statistics on this one because we're really trying to keep it as the old school as possible. All right. Have a great time. Enjoy your adventure.